Hi, Trapper Doug here, naturalist at Crawford State Park. Spending time out at the park with with a young boy and his friends that are just getting into fishing. They had never did an outdoor sport such as fishing before, and they wanted me to do this video about making a homemade minnow trap from materials that you might have just right there at your campsite uh, while you're camping. And this is not something that I came up with myself. It's knowledge that's been passed on. My grandkids found this build on YouTube, and I'm going to put it out again for my friend down there at the park, as well as uh, anybody else, because it does work. They've been catching a lot of minnows with these traps, and I was very surprised to see how well they work. So your materials you're going to need are two 2-liter bottles. Now you could make one out of just one of these, but I saw an adaptation of using two to where you can build one to where it'll have a ready-made opening on the end that you can just shake your fish out rather than disassembling your whole trap. But the first thing we're going to start with is just one bottle, and we can take the cap off of this one. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the front pour area of the bottle and cut that out. Just make one hole here with the knife to get it started, and then what I use is just a pair of shears, and we're going to go right along that ridge where it flanges out, and we're just going to go all the way around it until we get this one portion cut out. And there it is. When you're done, you should have just what looks like a little funnel, and you can just put this other aside. You're not going to need it. Next thing you do is you take your next bottle, and we're going to cut out down along the bottom here where you'll see a natural line in the contour of the bottle, and you'll just follow that all around. So again, we'll just set this to the side. We're going to start a small hole here, small cut to get it started. We're going to take our scissors, and we're just going to start cutting along that ridge. And we just keep going and going and going, and until we get all the way around. And voila! This part we won't need anymore. This is what you should end up with. Open end, and very simply, all you need to do then is take your funnel portion, put it right in there, and then what I found was that you can drill holes around here and put in zip ties. You could even use glue if you want. But what I thought was really a good idea was just take office stapler and just go around and start stapling it about every 1.5 to 2 inches. It doesn't have to be exact, but just go around and just line it up, and then just put your staple through there. And see if I can get this done with my hand strength. And you'll come out with something along that line. We'll put a few more staples in here. There we go. My stapler's not acting right. There we go. And it's just like that. That's all it is. Now, the reason, if you find that your staples aren't going in, you can go to another stapler, or like I said, you can just take some zip tie, just drill or make a hole of some kind, or a cut, and just go around there, and you can just put zip ties around it if you need to. Or like I said, you could even glue it in if you wanted to. But you've got your funnel, the fish will go in here. And the reason I left this other part is that once your fish are caught in this bottle, you can just take this end off and just shake out the minnows into your bucket. Now what my grandkids have been using as bait is they'll take dried cat food. You can probably even use dried dog food in small pellets and just drop it in through here. If you find you need to, you can drill some extra holes along the top and the sides so it'll sink better. And you just set that right on the bottom, or you could hang it in the water column. You could even draw or drill a hole right here and put a cord, or again you could just put a couple of holes here and just put a string on it so that you can pull it up and down. So that's the homemade minnow trap, and it does work. My grandkids have been using this now all summer, and they've caught a lot of minnows in a creek that runs by their house. And what we'll do in the next and in the follow-on video, I'll be setting this out at the lake, and we'll see if we can catch any minnows. So this is Trapper Doug. Remember, 2 2-liter bottles, some scissors, maybe a knife, and a good stapler, and you can make yourself a minnow trap right there at the park out of stuff that you have, and you don't have to go buy an expensive net. So this is Trapper Doug. I'll see you on the next video when we see how good, if this catches a lot of minnows.